Oh, Lauren, she's reliable. The linoleum floor of the church hall gleamed under harsh fluorescent lights. My stomach dropped. It was Aunt Carol's retirement party, and my mother's offhand assessment of my life echoed through the room. Each word a tiny ice pick chipping away at my soul. My hands trembled as I reached for a lukewarm glass of punch. Inside, I was screaming. Outside, I remained composed, offering a polite smile as my brother regaled everyone with tales of his latest business venture. Read, pyramid scheme. A subtle vibration from my phone buzzed in my purse. New client acquisition. Sterling Ventures had just landed another lucrative contract. Ever feel invisible, underestimated? You need to hear this. Subscribe for the full story, trust me, the payoff's huge. You won't believe the reversal coming. 1998. Christmas morning. My older brother Mark tore through wrapping paper to reveal a brand new, top-of-the-line drum set, complete with gleaming cymbals and a complex array of percussion instruments. The room filled with the cacophony of his enthusiastic, albeit unskilled, playing. While Mark reveled in his new instrument, I received a set of encyclopedias, a practical but profoundly uninspiring gift. You always loved to read, honey, my mother cooed, oblivious to the disappointment etched on my face. The contrast was stark. Mark's gift fueled passion, mine obligation. The encyclopedias, heavy and imposing, became a symbol of my perceived role in the family, the quiet, studious one, always content with the practical. Later that year, I aced the state math competition, earning a scholarship to a prestigious summer program. That's nice, dear, my father mumbled, barely looking up from the newspaper. He then launched into a detailed discussion of Mark's band practice, which had disrupted the entire neighborhood. While Mark received accolades for noise pollution, my achievement was met with polite indifference. The final straw came during my college graduation. I graduated summa cum laude, earning a degree in computer science. My parents booked a celebratory dinner at a local diner rather than the fancy restaurant I had anticipated. We didn't want to make a fuss, my mother explained. Your brother needs the money more than you do. Mark, struggling with mounting debt from failed business ventures, was their immediate concern. I felt a sharp pang of resentment. My accomplishments, my hard work, always secondary. That night, standing outside the diner, I vowed to change the narrative. I'll show them all, I whispered into the wind. Show them all became my silent mantra. Sterling Ventures, born from late nights fueled by instant coffee and sheer willpower, was my answer. The early days were brutal, living out of a cramped studio apartment, furnished mostly with discarded office furniture. The air was thick with the smell of stale pizza and burning motherboard, a constant reminder of the sacrifices I was making. My first big contract came unexpectedly, a small business needing help with data migration. No fanfare, no accolades, just quiet, focused work. The second, a referral from the first, then another. Each project a building block, a testament to my skills, my dedication, my worth. 2 years in, Sterling Ventures outgrew the studio. No family celebration, no congratulatory cards, just the quiet satisfaction of signing the lease on a sleek downtown office. I built layers of protection, LLCs shielding LLCs, each a brick in my fortress of anonymity. The company thrived, revenue soared. 5 years later, standing in my corner office, overlooking the Austin skyline, I felt a strange mix of triumph and emptiness. Millions in the bank, a thriving business, complete control. No mother's praise, no father's nod, no brother's envy, nothing. Thanksgiving loomed, the inevitable guilt trip on the horizon. The text arrived mid-meeting. Lauren, we need you here. Your father isn't doing well, don't make us beg. My blood ran cold. Strategically, it was a disaster. Emotionally, a chasm. I spent that evening meticulously reviewing Sterling's financials, ensuring everything was airtight before I left. A brief call to my second-in-command, outlining contingencies, and I was ready. Almost. The drive home felt surreal, the Texas landscape blurring past. Familiar scenery, alien world. Past Lauren, present Lauren, worlds apart. I prepared myself like a soldier before battle. I practiced my breathing. I repeated my mantra, control the narrative. The smell of roasting turkey assaulted my senses the moment I opened the door. It was a sensory overload of forced cheer and simmering resentment. My brother, paunchier now, greeted me with a backhanded compliment. Looking good, Lauren, still single. My carefully constructed armor threatened to shatter. Inside, my mother fussed over my father, his frail frame slumped in his favorite armchair. His eyes lit up when he saw me, but the warmth faded quickly. "You came," he rasped, his voice weak. Finally, oblivious, still so utterly, devastatingly oblivious. "Still single, still, puttering along," my mother chirped, a forced brightness in her voice. The table fell silent, all eyes boring into me with the expectation of the failure they had always anticipated. "At least you have a job, right? What is it you do again, dear?" My breath hitched. The moment had arrived. Years of suppressed resentment, carefully concealed ambition, now poised to erupt. I took a slow, deliberate sip of water, the cool liquid doing little to extinguish the fire within. It was time to rewrite the narrative. "Actually, Mother," I began, my voice calm and steady, betraying none of the turmoil raging inside, "I'm the founder and CEO of Sterling Ventures." The silence stretched, thick and heavy. My brother choked on his cranberry sauce. My father's eyebrows shot up, a flicker of something akin to curiosity in his tired eyes. My mother's face, however, was a study in disbelief, her carefully constructed facade of maternal concern crumbling before my eyes. "Sterling Ventures," she stammered, her voice barely a whisper. "But, what is that?" I allowed a small smile to play on my lips. "We're a data analytics consulting firm. We handle data strategy for some of the largest companies in the country." I paused, letting the weight of my words sink in. "Last year our revenue was just shy of 20 million. Mark sputtered, spraying cranberry sauce across the table. 20 million? You're shitting me." My father, ever the pragmatist, leaned forward, his gaze sharp and calculating. "Show me." I reached into my purse, pulling out my phone. One quick search and I presented him with Sterling Ventures' website, complete with glowing testimonials and a list of impressive clients. He scrolled through it, his expression unreadable. My mother, finally finding her voice, erupted. "But, you never said anything. All these years, we thought you were struggling." "I am struggling, Mom, I always have." The words escaped before I could stop them, but I didn't regret them. I looked at my mother and held her stare. "You just never noticed." My mother gasped as the reality of her error crashed down on her. A slow smile spread across my face as I took in the scene. My father, speechless, scrolling endlessly through my company profile. My brother, eyes wide with a mixture of disbelief and envy. My mother, her face a mask of shock and dawning realization. The power had shifted. The narrative had changed. I had finally shown them all. "So you're saying all this time," Mark trailed, eyes darting between me and the website on Dad's phone. "You've been loaded." His tone dripped with thinly veiled accusation. Loaded felt reductive, but the implication was clear. "I've been successful, Mark. There's a difference." I aimed for detached, but a sliver of satisfaction bled through. "You laughed then, you're not laughing now." My mother, recovering from her initial shock, attempted a course correction. "Darling, why didn't you tell us? We could have helped." The sheer audacity made my jaw clench. "Helped? When? How?" I met her gaze, a deliberate beat of silence hanging in the air. "Helped how, Mother? By overlooking my achievements as usual." "By telling me Mark needed the money more." Mark shifted uncomfortably. My father, still engrossed in the website, remained silent. Now, my mother said, her voice saccharine. "That was all in the past, Lauren. We're a family. We support each other." "Support?" I echoed, a wry smile playing on my lips. "Funny, I don't recall much support when I was starting out, just reliable Lauren." The silence returned, heavier than before. Mark cleared his throat. "So, about that business venture of mine, maybe you could, you know." I cut him off with a raised hand. "Sterling Ventures doesn't invest in pyramid schemes, Mark, sorry." My mother opened her mouth to protest, but I fixed her with a look. "Besides, Mom, I thought you said he was doing so well." A flicker of anger flashed in my mother's eyes, but she quickly masked it with a forced smile. "Of course, dear. Just exploring options. But Lauren, dear, about Dad, he's been looking at assisted living and..." I inhaled deeply. "I'm listening." "He needs a lot of care," she pressed, but her gaze slid away. "It is expensive." "You're not wrong." My voice was devoid of emotion. "Consider it, I'll need specifics." Silence. My victory was so complete. The air crackled with unspoken calculations. "Specifics like..." My mother prompted, her voice deceptively sweet. I leaned back in my chair, my expression unreadable. "Specifics like the deed to the family home," I stated, the words hanging in the air like a loaded weapon. My mother gasped, clutching her chest as if struck. Mark's jaw dropped. Even my father, usually stoic, looked up from his phone, his eyes wide with disbelief. "The house?" my mother choked out, her voice trembling. The house, a crumbling Victorian, held more than just memories. It held the key to their financial future. It was intended to be their retirement nest. Precisely, I confirmed, my voice calm and matter-of-fact. Sterling Ventures, through a subsidiary, owns several assisted living facilities. Dad would receive the best care, tailored to his every need. In exchange, the property transfers to Sterling. Legally, of course, all above board. My mother's face contorted, a mixture of shock, anger, and desperation swirling within her eyes. You planned this, she stammered, her voice barely a whisper. I shrugged, feigning indifference. Let's just say I like to be prepared. I had a contingency plan in case my reliable contributions were insufficient. I paused, letting the barb sink in. After all, you taught me to be practical. Mark, ever the opportunist, weighed in. But the house is worth a fortune. We were planning to. He trailed off, realizing the implication of his words. Exactly, Mark, you were planning. Now the decision rests with Dad, the best care or whatever you were planning. I turned to my father, my voice softening slightly. The choice is yours, Dad. I just want you to be comfortable. My father stared at me, a flicker of understanding in his eyes. The silence was broken only by my mother's ragged breathing. I had them, all of them. Cornered with a power they never imagined, a power I had cultivated in the shadows. A data-driven, legally sound, power play designed to ensure my father's well-being and my family's complete and utter dependence on me. I paused, then watched the shock and realization spread. It was beautiful. Years passed, a tapestry woven with tentative family dinners and carefully curated phone calls. While my siblings occasionally sought financial favors, I remained detached, offering advice, never cash. I helped them draft business plans but never funded them. My father, comfortable and well cared for, expressed gratitude. My mother, though, never fully reconciled with the power shift. Some connections deepened, others faded. But my life expanded. My work life had been vindicating, but my work life had been expanded to accommodate. I bought a small house on Lake Travis, spending weekends hiking, something I'd never thought I'd have time for. I also took up cooking, inviting close friends over. Looking back, the revenge wasn't the point. It was the freedom to choose. From reliable Lauren to Sterling Ventures CEO, now to simply Lauren. I found my power, not in their validation but in my self-worth. The scars remain, yet now they're badges of honor. I'm free. Relatable, you bet. Time to rise and reclaim your story. Share this, inspire others, and show them what true success really is. It's more than revenge, it's your victory.